Welcome, friends. Welcome back to your YouTube channel. Today we are going to do a review of a new web series on Netflix. The name of the web series is Griselda. Griselda is a six episode web series. This is a story of Colombian drug lord, and the episode starts with the first episode is starts with the line which says, "The only man I ever feared was a woman named Griselda Blanco." And these lines were said by Pablo Escobar. And it's the episode first episode is called "Lady Comes to Town." You see, this web series is one of those non-stop Colombian Mexican drug lord series, which Netflix is in great infatuation. Netflix can't have less of this. Netflix is like crazy about these kind of steps. You will always find all those drug lord web series in Netflix. Too many. You just have to dig in one, and you will 10 will pop up, and I have seen most of them. So I basically know how it goes. This is supposed to be a real story inspired by the name of the lady is Griselda Blanco. She's a Colombian, and she was born on Feb 15th, 1943, one day after Valentine Day. Okay, and don't think she is very simple. She was very strong, very dangerous, and murderous also. This I today's review is the three-part episode review. Total there are six episodes, so we'll do three. So because one episode is like one close to 1 hour, so this is the first part of the review. The cast is as follows: Sofia Vergara, who plays Griselda Blanco. When you see her in this episode, you feel like you have seen her somewhere. But since she has become little old, you don't uh, recognize her at first instant. Then there is Alberto Guerra, who plays Doro. Doro is one who ends up helping Sofia, the Griselda Blanco. And then there is Juliana Aiden Martinez, who plays June Hawkins, who is an uh, crime analyst. She's also Colombian. She speaks Spanish. And then this whole episode is directed by Andres Biaz. Andres Biaz. So we'll go episode by episode. The first episode starts with that particular quote which I said. It also starts with the scene where a woman is running and she has been shot. The editing is not straight, it's linear, and it takes you from one scene to other scene. Then you have to think what might have happened with that particular scene. For example, the starting story of the episode is that there are two brothers called Alberto and Franco, and Alberto and Franco, and Griselda Blanco is married to Alberto. Alberto is also into drug business, and he ends up making loss of huge amount of money in drug business. So his brother, who is also his partner, Franco, gets angry, and now he has to repay. So how does he repay? He ends up making a very bad kind of compromise, and that leads to Griselda being humiliated. And I won't say further. She gets humiliated by Franco, and she ends up shooting Alberto in anger, and then she runs and she flees and comes to America. That at that point of time in that year, it was like close to this is set in Medellin of Colombo of the 1978. In 1978, American immigration was not very difficult. People could easily move. There was one line which I read somewhere, like get in and get lost. So you have to do your hard work to get into America. Once you get into America, in that point of time, you can get lost. Nobody will ask about who you are, where you come from, and all those things. Now it is a different game altogether after 9/11, and she has when she goes from America to she goes from Colombo to America, she carries 1 kg of very high quality drug, and now she has a friend who is also a wife of a former drug dealer. She lies to her that she has left all those things, all those activities, but she continues doing that, and she comes to know that she is doing this thing. Her friend comes to know, and then she's literally on the street. So basically, this is a story of a strong woman, but not a good woman. But who is like who has decided to make a mark for herself, but in the wrong area. But for them, it is the right area, and. She has 3 kids, and they don't know that she has killed their father. He was abusive father and not a good father. And she somehow comes here. Then she somehow tries to sell the drugs to a person called Amilcar, who is a drug lord. But he was a drug boss, something of they call it boss, but he does not accept that drug. He doesn't even check it, but his sidekick checks it, and he tries to loot her. And then she is so strong that she gets it back from him also. And then she tells him to set up a meeting, and the meeting is held at a place called at Eddie's place. And Eddie is this kind of a gangster who is very he has his own quirks. Eddie is an interesting character. He has you have to see that scene interaction between Eddie and Griselda. Eddie is a kind of that kind of person, and how does then she promises Eddie that she will get more drugs, and then in this episode, if you see, it becomes clear in this 3 episodes that. In the past, before she came into the forefront of drug network and drug selling, it was basically the people who had who were from a different lower background of the society, lower strata of the society, who used to consume these drugs. And other upper strata, like people who are highly educated, like doctors, baseball players, basketball players, professionals, and highly educated people would never touch drugs. So that was a market that was not tapped, and she is according to this web series, she is credited with tapping that market. And how does she does that? For example, if you want to spoil someone, you have to spoil someone, but for to spoil someone, you have to invest money and time. So these people who are very successful in their life, they're like maybe like big doctors, basketball, this tennis players, lawyers, and all those people who have achieved something in their life, and they have now become stagnant. So they want something else to give them high in their life. So how do they get this high? So she what does she does? She organizes a big party for them with the help of a other local goon called, his name is German, and then she this yacht culture. Recently, you might have heard about this yacht drugs on the yacht and all those things in newspaper. So she is according to this web series, she is the one who started it. On the yacht, she used to supply small packet of drugs, and she was literally give it free free samples to these people, so that once they get hooked up to this, then it is a big potential market. So as per this web series, she is the one who is the pioneer of making the drugs reach the rich people. So the episode itself is called white rich rich white people. The episode 2 is called rich white people. So this is the story of rich white people. She now then once these people are hooked, now she has her own like she has to supply more. But now Amilcar, there is one person called Amilcar who is also the same person. He is a boss, so he now tastes her drug, and he is convinced that it is of good quality, and now she is in the market, so she is now supplying. So how does she get these drugs? She gets people, girls from Colombia, and she hides drugs in their dress, and they come here, and this is how the operation begins. And somehow Franco comes to know that um, Alberto is killed by Griselda, and he sends his most trusted guy, Doro, to hunt and kill Griselda Blanco. And then what happens is Doro realizes that what Franco had done with his own brother's wife is not good, and somehow the good person in him comes on, and when Franco is about to kill or rape or abuse Griselda, he comes and shoots him, and then he all by default becomes her boyfriend come bodyguard. It is what is it is shown in the third episode, and then in the third episode itself, she is being offered because now that she has opened up a new market, the ochos are the people who are the biggest suppliers of drugs, and they see a potential market being opened up, so they want to come into the game, so they try to buy out her. But she said, why should I buy out, because I am the person who has created this market. So she doesn't want to get out of the market. She is being offered a big amount of money, like close to she is being offered close to some 20 million or something at that time. But she refuses to 15 million. She is being offered 15 million, and at that point of time, she refuses it. So by default, she creates many enemies, and but she is very strong. It is shown that she is strong, and then she tries to convince all others that we should have our own big group to fight the Uchos. So, but nobody is ready because it's because Ujus are very rich and very powerful, and so they all back off. But some of them I agree in the initially. Then even there's one person called Amilcar. He doesn't agree because he has some case going on against him. So she offers him that if she can solve his problem. That is, his problem is that some witness has seen him killing someone. So he tells that if she kills that person, will he agree? So Amilcar says, let you first do that. So Doro goes and to his house, that witness house, and he finds that he is having a small baby. So Doro feels emotional again. Doro is kind of emotional person. He feels emotional. He calls Griselda Blanco and tells her that they have a small baby. So she says, "No, we have to do it." And from that day, and they kill the uh, witness and the wife. They leave the baby there, and at that point onwards, there is a beautiful scene where Doro is beautiful. When you say it's sad and beautiful at the same time, because when you say beautiful, it uh, explains the whole concept of violence, which is bad. But how these people use violence, how it becomes nothing for to them. For example, when she is ordering the hit, within 5 minutes, her son, Griselda's son, comes to her and says that he's he doesn't, if he's scared so about something, so she as a mother gives him comfort, but at the same time someone is killing a family at her orders. So that is the irony of the whole thing. And when she kills him, then Amilcar agrees to be part of the whole group against the Uchus. But somehow there is one more yeah, a character called June Hawkins, and she also speaks Spanish. And what I'm telling is because in mostly Netflix and all those this thing kind of drug lord movies, you will have Colombians speaking Spanish, English. In half of the program, you end up watching the subtitles. Hmm. ¿Por qué? So, and watching the subtitles, and then she finds out that there is one more chance of arresting Amilcar, even if the witness is died. So she finds out some old photo where she realizes that the car, his fingerprints are not taken properly, and they end up taking the fingerprints, and it matches with him, and they put a warrant on him. So on the day in the third episode, that is called Mutiny, when they're about to have a big party celebrating their confederation against the Ochos, this Milker is arrested, and so all these dreams of having a big confederation, and she literally ends up owning the whole of Miami, but that is now on hold on the third episode. We are almost reached the end part of the third episode, and then there is one more guy is called Dias, who is part of the police force, and they are setting up a new unit. She is offered. June is offered to be part of that unit, and she readily agrees because she wants to make that place more safe. The new unit called Sentac. It's part of police and local people to fight against crime. So basically, now we have reached the third last part of the third episode. The thing is, whenever you watch Netflix and all these drug lord programs, you feel that it's almost like same, but somehow they have an ability to grip you. For example, you know that someone might be killed in a very cruel manner. That is how, like killing with saw, putting a hammer through his head. These things, like, you know it will happen, but somehow you end up watching it. So what does it mean? It means that program is worth watching. You can watch. The story is based on a real story. You can cross check. This is as a first part of the two-part series. The review I am doing. This is first part of Griselda. I have got three more episodes to go. So I never thought that this review will be so long. It is almost like 18 minutes now. Um, the ambience is very same, but it can't be different, the same tinge, same language, same shades of people, same dressing. If you have watched 3 4 of this series, by default, then that point of time in 1978, and some part of America which is close to Colombia or Mexico, it's almost similar like that only. So basically, if you want to, like, if you want my honest opinion on this, you can watch this web series. Till now, in third part, there is nothing that is like illogical. Things are like that in real life also. Nowadays, the underworld and all those things have gone. It was a story of the old days, even in India, and even in America also. Now things have moved into cybercrime and all those things, Bitcoin, cybercrime, and all those things, all those kind of things, crashing the market. Five, six people deciding, raising the bar. Then, so you have time if you want to get a good storytelling. Storytelling is good. There's no issues with the storytelling. Basically, it's a real story. So they have enough content to showcase. I think it's worth watching. I think you should watch. Have a great day. Take care. Bye. And if you're watching, you have reached till here, then please subscribe my channel. Watch it and have a great day. Bye.